Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Welcome to another Talkie Tuesday in the art studio. I'm Dori Patrick. How are you? I hope you're all having a good week so far. Here in Iowa, it is cold, like cold. I think today was a high, it's going to be a high of 3 degrees, they said. That's just crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, it's cold. So I brought out my colorful scarf. Can you believe I got this at Goodwill for $1.88? Isn't that fun? My studio is in the back of our old house, and it's the chilliest room of the house, I think, I would say. And I don't always wear a scarf when I'm in the studio, but I usually have like a little space heater going when it's this cold because it's nuts. And our little Callie Mae Butterbean, our yellow lab, is over it. She's just over it. This is too cold for her little paw pads. And so we're not getting our walkies, and we're not getting, she also loves to fetch. She fetches tennis balls and frisbees, and we usually do that a couple times a day in the backyard, and it is too dangerous out there. Everything has frozen into this bumpy ice skating rink, so we can't do that. So we're trying to keep her entertained in the house, and well, you can imagine how that's going for a young lab. She's over it and not impressed. But other than that, we're doing fine. I'm staying nice and busy. Let's see, what happened this past week? Thursday of last week, we got some new windows installed, which made me so happy. One of these days, I'll give you a little video tour of the house and the outside of the house. We live in a fun neighborhood full of unique old houses, and ours is, I think you would call it like an English Tudor style stucco house. It was built in the 20s, and so this place is, I mean, we love it. We absolutely love it, but it's also a labor of love. So when you buy an old house, there's a lot of stuff to do to it. And we bought the house that needed a lot of stuff done to it. So we're slowly picking our way through replacing all the windows in the house. So we got 9 more last week, and of course it was cold. It was like a high of 7 on the day that they put the windows in, and the guys were awesome. They worked so hard, and we didn't really suffer that much. I shut the doors to my studio and put the space heater on, and I was totally fine. And they were just so sweet and friendly, and yeah, it was a good thing. So more new windows. We're happy about that and happy to have it behind us. And I've been just kind of working away on my projects. I am just about ready to tell you what all those fabrics are for. I'm hoping next week that I can tell you. I just have to talk with the powers that be to make sure that we're all ready to announce everything. But been working on my fabrics, cutting them up, turning them into things. My idea and my theme has really come into focus now. Now I kind of know what I want to make and know what I'm doing. So now I just gotta crack on, right? Is that what the British say? Crack on. And I'm looking at my notes because there are several little things I want to tell you about, and I don't want to forget. I just got another shipment, a new shipment of postcards and note cards. I just have to get to them, package them, and get them listed in the Etsy shop. I'm hoping to do that later this week. A lot of them are going to be perfect for Valentine's Day. So that's on my to-do list. And also on my to-do list is, if you missed out on some of the Christmas goodies, I have a few, and I will be putting those on in the Etsy shop too. There's a handful of ornaments and a couple of those wooden trees, and I can't even tell you what color they are or anything. I cleared out not cleared out, cleaned up my space at Nubo Shops and just pulled the Christmas that was remaining from there because, you know, it's time to move on to a new season. So there are a few things there, and I'm going to get those listed in the Etsy shop too, hopefully at the end of the week. And there are a few little paintings also I'm going to put in there. So I'm going to try to shoot for Friday maybe, but we'll see how this week goes. So some fun things. I wanted to show this to you. I wanted to model it for you, but it's too cold. It's too cold, but I wanted to show it to you because I didn't want to forget, and I wanted to let you know about it in case you wanted to get one. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. This is a t-shirt. This is a design by Melissa. Her last name starts with an A, and I don't want to butcher it, but it's Yummy Goods is her business name, and I'm going to share the link down in the description. But look, it's Betty White. Betty forever. Isn't that adorable? I can't wait to wear it. I really, I should have put it on today. I really wanted to model it, but it just was too cold for a short sleeve t-shirt. But I mean, isn't that the sweetest? And you know, we're all gonna miss Betty so much. So I love having this fun t-shirt to wear. I was thinking, oh, this would be fun to wear to the gym, but I think it's too cute for that. I think I'm gonna save it with my good t-shirts. So Yummy Goods by Melissa. She's the designer, and you would love all her other stuff too. She designs all kinds of cute stuff, little things with sassy sayings and little angry cats and things like that. So yeah. So another thing I wanted to share with you is I am an advocate for taking other artists' classes. I think that even taking classes, especially taking classes in things that aren't your usual medium, is a really great idea because it really, I don't know, it sort of gets that part of your brain working that isn't usually getting its exercise. You know what I mean? So recently, since I've been working with all these fabrics and stitching and things, and by the way, here, I want to show you the table before I look at my table. So here's all my, I'm going to show you this, but I mean, it's a hot mess in here. I found this like one little space to put the tripod, and I'm kind of like leaning on my sewing machine. Does that look jaunty? Anyway, I recently signed up for a class, and I think it's really going to be a game changer for me. I'm really interested in getting more textile and stitching and texture and stuff in my work. So I signed up for a class with Kelly Mae Krenz, and I'm going to link her in the description too. She is a dear, sweet soul of a creative being from Galena, Illinois, and she is a graphic designer by training, but she creates the most magical mixed media fabric and stitching pieces. And since stitching and stuff doesn't come just easily and naturally to me, I kind of look at all that stuff. Like, I have a friend, Gay, who is like, so she stitches, that's her thing, and so she knows exactly what to do with like a pile of fabric and some thread and some beads. And I look at it and think, what do I do with this? But if you give me a pile of canvases and a paintbrush, I know exactly what to do. So that's what I mean by kind of shaking things up a little and trying, maybe getting into a new medium. And I also recommend doing it the way the teacher does it. That's a nice way of saying, don't think that you know better. She knows what she's doing. So try it her way. So here's what I've got. So I signed up for the Stitching Sacred Shrines. Did I say that right? Stitching Sacred Shrines class. And it has already inspired me in my own work. But here is my work in progress class for the class. So this shape, this is a pattern that she provides for you in the class. And then she leads you through layering and stitching, how to do, see, I didn't really do that great, but she leads you through how to get stitches or beads in rows, and how to deal with unwieldy threads and things like that. It's so much fun, and I'm only, I don't know how many lessons I am in now. I think I'm only halfway through, so there's still a lot more to do, and I'm gonna keep on stitching and beading and do the edges, and then I'm trying to figure out what I want to put in the middle. So I think this is going to get cut out, and I will place something behind this, like a painting, or I don't know what yet. But this has been a game changer for me, because it's really making me look at all of my supplies in a new way and putting them together in a new way. And I think I will utilize some of these skills in my canvas paintings too. So yeah, I highly recommend her. Any of her classes are really good. She's a really good egg, and is so encouraging and supportive. So give her a shout out. So that, and I'm kind of just doing this little bits at a time at night when I'm watching the news or watching TV or whatever. I realize that because I don't work in this medium very often, my supplies are not really organized for efficiency in this. So I'm like digging through baskets of stuff. So if I intend to do very many of these, I will probably need to get a little more organized with my beads and threads and stuff. But so fun stuff there. Callie Mae Krentz. And then these are a couple of other things I've been working on. So these little gals are faces that I have painted on. This is a muslin that I have gessoed. And I think if any of you may have seen some of my art dolls that I've stitched up before. I did a little handful of them at Christmas. They were like little angels and had little headdresses on and stuff. I'm making a bunch of these soon. Might be fun. I tried to just aim for every hair color that I could think of. These were super fun. So this is actually, it's funny when I look at these, I think about my windows being installed, because this is what I worked on when the guys put the windows in. Because it was easy to get up and be interrupted and come back to them, you know. And by the end of the day, I had several of these. So these are going to get stitched into little dolls. Stay tuned for that. And the other thing with my fabric obsession lately is I'm been coming up with a few, I guess we'll call them Stitchy Valentines. So this is the very first one that I did, and it's just a little baby one. I think this is like 4 by 4, 4 inches square-ish. It's not exactly a perfect square, but I just felt like grabbing something quick and fast, and I just collaged a bunch of fabric. This is a little bit of lace, this is a little bit of felt, some of my painted scraps, and just went to town and made this little Stitchy Valentine. So here's what the back looks like, because that's all the stitching I did. And then I did hand stitching around the edge, which I, you know, learned how to do in Callie Mae's class. And I love that wonky, kind of crooked little stitch around the edge. Just makes me happy. So this branched out into a couple of other kind of larger little Stitchy Valentines. There's one. The hand stitching on this painted fabric is no joke, you guys. It's tough. I need a thimble to really poke that needle through. But still, I love how it looks. Now, I don't consider these done just yet. I'm kind of hanging on to them to figure out what to do next, but so fun. Yeah, I had a blast doing these. This is a scrap that I did free motion stitching on. and just saved it. And yeah, I mean, you can really get obsessed with saving your scraps. And here's a slightly bigger one. And there's one. I love that heart. That's an old Cantha quilt scrap. And it already had some white stitching on it, and I just added more before I sewed it on. So, so that's what I've been playing with outside of my big project. Oh, Lord. I've got a lot of balls in the air right now. Oh, this one too. This one I kind of played a little bit with putting a little text, because you know I love my text, I love my words, and I found that little printout. I think I got her in a class somewhere. Somebody gave her to me, and I thought, oh my God, she's so cute. So I made this little Valentine. Yeah, I think I'm just calling these Stitchy Valentines. And I'm going to finish off the backs and the edges probably and pop these in the Etsy shop. When that will happen, I don't know. We'll just have to see. Because Dori's all over the place these days. So, let's see. Am I forgetting anything? I think that's it. So this week, I'm really just planning on continuing to work on my big project. I've got a lot of pieces to get done for that. So that'll be my main focus. I'm gonna really try to hunker down and focus. Oh, one more thing I was gonna mention. Next week, speaking of hunkering down, I'm gonna leave town next week. We've had this in the works since fall. Next week, I am going to New Orleans for the first time ever with my girl cousins on my mom's side. It's a kind of a long story how that all got worked out, but we're going. There are 5 of us. I have a cousin in Seattle, a cousin in Montana, a cousin in Minnesota, and a cousin in Pittsburgh, and me. And we're meeting down there for a long weekend. And I'm so excited. I'm really excited to see them. I'm excited to see the city. We all kind of have pretty similar interests, I would say. I think we're all kind of crafty, appreciate art, love making things. We love ghosty, spooky stories. So we've arranged to go on a ghosty tour on the Saturday night that we're there. I'm looking forward to eating my way through the city. Lots of good food there, I'm told. And just taking in the color and the architecture, I think it's gonna be really inspiring. So, and I will try to get some footage and some photos to share. I'll be sharing photos probably on the socials as I'm there. But question for you, if you have been to New Orleans, or if you live in New Orleans, or know about New Orleans and have any suggestions for things that you think we should see and do, I would love to hear from you. Yeah, throw me your ideas. We're kind of game for anything, and just really excited to soak it in, not to mention enjoy some warmer temperatures. Yeah, so I think that's all for today's Talkie Tuesday, you guys. To those of you who have reached out and said that you enjoy these videos, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really don't know what I'm doing. This is not a medium that I am comfortable with. I'm still learning so much. But thank you for bearing with me, and I'm glad that you enjoy them, and I'm looking forward to diving into lots of other topics as the weeks go on. So thank you for your support, and you guys have a great week and stay warm. Bye.